On this week's episode, I'm going to talk with you about the things that you can do to be successful with your job. I will share this week's job leads and talk about a job fair that's coming up this week that you might be interested in. It's the week of March 31st through April 4th, and this is the QC Step Podcast. Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of the QC Step Podcast. My name is Corey Finneran, and I produce these podcasts in audio and video. Both are available on our website, qcstep.com, and the audio version is available on iTunes and Stitcher Smart Radio, and you can subscribe for free there. In addition to being on our website, the video version is available on YouTube, and the closed caption services are provided by YouTube. Everyone is back from spring break now, and if you were out of school, episode number 56 was on creating your elevator speech, and episode number 57 was on preparing for your spring and summer job search. This week's episode's topic was submitted by a student, Dylan, and he submitted this quite a while back. Dylan asks, are there some general workplace rules that I should keep in mind to be successful in my job? Well, there are lots of things that you can do to help yourself be successful in your job. And we could talk all day about those things that will make you stand out as a good employee. So we'll just go over a few of the main areas. And so here are 4 ways to be successful with your job. Number 1, be reliable. You've heard me talk about reliability on the podcast before, and I think that reliability is the most important thing if you want to be successful with your job. And reliability means that you work the days that you're scheduled. It means that you get to work on time, maybe a few minutes early before your shift starts. And it means that you come back from your breaks when you're supposed to. In part-time entry-level jobs that other teenagers work, if you do the things that showcase your reliability, you'll stand out from your coworkers that aren't as reliable, and that will lead to success on the job. The second thing that you can do to be successful with your job is to work hard, and that seems pretty obvious, but it's a concept that some people don't seem to grasp. So if you're on the job, don't goof around, stay on task, and keep busy. When your supervisor gives you a task, do it and do it right away. And if you want to be successful with your job, you want to be an employee that an employer can count on. Not only will your employer have a positive view of you now, but it will benefit you from a good reference when it comes time to look for your next job. The third thing that you can do to be successful with your job is to provide good customer service. And customer service is the most important thing to business owners. If they don't have customers, then they don't have business. And so they want to keep their customers happy, and they want to keep them coming back through the doors. And being good at customer service isn't necessarily anything big or involved. It's not that hard. It's as simple as greeting customers when you see them, and making eye contact, smiling, and being pleasant. When I was in high school, I worked at Hy-Vee, and during a lot of my shifts, I was stocking shelves. And when we were in the aisles stocking the shelves, our store director wanted us to say hi to each person that walked past us. And it took a while to kind of get into the habit of that, but I know that I gave customers good customer service and a better shopping experience by greeting them and asking them if they needed any help finding anything. And I will say that there are stores that I don't like to go into because I don't get good customer service. There are stores that I'll go into and maybe I'm having trouble finding an item, or I have a question about something and I need answered, and I can search all over the store and not find an employee. Well, that's not necessarily the employee's fault, but it's probably the business's fault for not valuing their customers enough to have employees on the sales floor, but it does show that customer service is important. And I shop with the businesses that give the best customer service, and I think that most other people do the same thing. So if you want to be successful with your job, provide good customer service. The fourth thing that you can do to be successful with your job is to be flexible. And while you're working, someone may ask you to do something that doesn't necessarily fall into your job responsibilities, but go above and beyond and go ahead and do it, even if it's not technically part of your job. And this shows that you care about the job and that you take it seriously. And it shows the employer that they can count on you if they're ever in a bind. And also, don't wait for someone to tell you to do something. If you see something that needs to be cleaned up, then clean it up. And if you see someone that needs help, then help them. If you can show an employer that you're able to think on your feet and you can do the things that need to be done without someone telling you to do it, then your employer will trust you and value you more. So like I said, there are many different things that factor into success on the job. But if you do these 4 things, if you're reliable, if you work hard, if you provide good customer service, and if you're flexible, then your employer will recognize these things and that they will value you as an employee, which maybe means promotions or raises. It could mean more hours on the schedule, and you have the ability to be successful. And if you feel like you're having trouble doing any of these things that I talked about, and you would like to talk with someone from our program about how you can be more successful on the job, then contact Gary or Carrie through your STEP or your co-op teacher, or you can contact me through Facebook, Twitter, or email, and we would be glad to talk with you and help you be more successful on the job. Before I get to the job leads, I wanted to let you know about a job fair that's coming up very soon. This Thursday, in fact. That's Thursday, April 3rd, and it is the Mayor's Teen Job Fair. It's in Davenport, but there are employers from both sides of the river that will be there. And it's at the River Center South, 136 East 3rd Street in Davenport, from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. So make sure that you're dressed for an interview, and if you have a resume, have plenty of copies made. And there are also workshops that you can attend while you're there. They start every hour, and one is on how to ace an interview, and the other one is on building your resume. The other job fair is the Career Fair for People with Disabilities, and that is on Monday morning, April 7th at the iWireless Center, and it goes from 10 a.m. to noon, and there is a presentation at 9 a.m. So let's look at this week's job leads. There are a few Hy-Vee stores that are hiring. The Moline store on Avenue of the Cities is looking for a kitchen clerk and a courtesy clerk. The Moline store on John Deere Road is hiring a kitchen clerk. The Rock Island store is hiring cashiers, bussers, and dishwashers. Dollar General in Rock Island, they're hiring store clerks. You need to be 18 for that position. And Kmart in Moline is hiring cashiers. Last week I talked about Sam's opening a new store in Moline. It's going to be on John Deere Road, kind of close to Blackhawk College. And you need to be 18 to work for Sam's. They're not going to open basically till summer. So if you turn 18 between now and I'd say June, you'd probably be okay to apply there. And they have opened up their hiring center in South Park Mall, and it's across from Dillard's. And you can go in there to apply. And if I were you, I would dress for an interview. I do have a couple of job leads for graduates. Professional Building Services, they're a commercial cleaning company, and they have immediate openings. They're going to be doing open interviews on April 30th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And their address is 914 East 59th Street in Davenport. And the City of Rock Island is looking for seasonal laborers and fuel dock attendants for the Public Works Department. So you can apply for those two positions by going to rigov.org. So that's rigov.org. And so the links to all of the online applications for these positions will be at the bottom of this post for this episode on our website, qcstep.com. And if you need help with any of these or any other applications, then you can get a hold of Gary or Carrie through your STEP or your co-op teacher, or you can contact me through Facebook, Twitter, or email, and I will pass it along to them. Well, that does it for this week's episode. If there is a topic on employment that you would like to hear covered and discussed here on the podcast, you can email that to me, info@qcstep.com. And if you don't use email, bring it up to your teacher and they will send it on to me. And I'd like to thank Dylan for the question that he gave us this week. Thank you for watching, listening, and downloading. And I will be back next week with another episode of the QC Step Podcast.